This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's understand the Git advanced remote workflow. Okay, so what happens? Understand in this simple way. Remember that all the time, always remember workspace, staging area, and repository. Now, remember that when we start sharing with each other, we always work with this repository, this part. Okay, so now let me create one more image, and this is your box 1, box 2, and box 3. Let me redraw this stuff. This laptop 1, this is laptop 2, this is laptop 3, this is laptop 4. Okay, so each one of these have a repository. So again, I'm repeating, when I'm talking about it, I'm talking about this area. I hope all of you are clear about it, correct? Committed code only, correct?
Yes.
All of you? Yes. So I am talking about the committed code. I repeat multiple times, so please don't get confused. So when I say repo here, it's a committed code. When I say repo here, that means committed code, not workspace, not staging one, only committed code. This is the repo, committed code, and this is the repo, committed code. Now the problem what we have here is, let's name it. This is Raj. That's me. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I can't make it over there. Okay, so undo the stuff. So here, this is a Raj repo. This is Mohan repo. Now this is Joseph, and this is Peter. So now I was working alone so far. Every day I was versioning the source code, though no one has asked me for doing that. But I, since the day one of working, I started versioning the code. So whatever the code I modify, I am you know versioning the code. How I used to do the version? Nothing else I was doing, just adding and committing, adding and committing, adding and committing. So it went for a few days, and suddenly then Mohan said, "Hey Raj, can you give me a code?" Then Peter also asked me, "Can you give me your code?" And Joseph also asked the same thing. So now the question is, how can I share my committed code with Mohan, Peter, and Joseph? How can I do that? So I went to Linus Torvald and asked, I know that how to version the code using Git, but I don't know how can I share my code with others. So Linus Torvald said, okay, please hear me out. You can share the committed code, basically sync the repository between the two repository, and that repository can be anything. So literally what I'm trying to say here is, I can sync my repository with Joseph, and if I send my committed code from my repository, this for me is a local repository and Joseph is a remote repository. This is called push. And if I take the committed code from the Joseph to mine, this is called pull. Push pull. So theoretically, Linus said between the two repository, anyone between the two repository can do the push and pull. Are you understanding, all of you? So that means I can push and pull to Mohan. Mohan also can push and pull to me. Peter also can do the push and pull, and Joseph also can do the push and pull. And so I did also can do the push and pull to the remote repository. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you?
Yes, yes. Looking like something like an upload and download.
Yes. So theoretically, between the two repository, you can push and pull. Now the next question you will ask, how can I do that? Which protocol is being used? So there are two protocols which is being used: SSH and HTTP. So these two protocols supported by Git. That means if you want SSH, then you need an IP address and username and some certificates, key and all. Or if you want HTTP, this repository, the one which I am having it, you have to host with a www, means Apache or Nginx, and then using HTTP you can access this. Simple. So two protocol is being used to do the push and pull. Same here, same here, same here. This is the two protocol. Now there is a problem here. See, I'm started feeling a little bit stress because whenever I want to have a Joseph code, I should push and pull for the Joseph. If I want to have with the Peter, I should do the pull and push to the Peter, and same with the Mohan also. Just imagine there's only few people are in this team. 4 people are in this team, and we all started feeling stress. Like for integration in the code, for collaboration in the code, I need to do the push and pull against each repo. That's not good. So we sat together and we decided, hey, let's do one thing. Let's not push and pull against each other. Let's create one more server. Please hear me out. So let's create one more server. Now this server, let's have it in the hosted at the place which is owned by company. So what we have here also you have a repo. I repeat, here also you have a repo. And now instead of doing the push and pull against each other, now we do the push and pull. This is more easier, right? All of you? Correct now? What do you think? All of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yes, Rajesh. Yes.
So don't get confused one thing. This is not a server. I repeat, this is not a server. This is just another repo, but hosted at the desktop, which is owned by your company or team. This is another repo. It's not a server. This is repo, this is repo, this is repo, this is repo, all are repo. Everyone is having repo. So let's say this is me, okay, Rajesh. So for me, this repo is local repo, and all other repos are remote repo. Please hear me out. I said for me, my repo, the repo which is in my laptop is my local repo, and any repo which is not in my laptop is remote repo. Simple. So in that case, the Mohan, Peter, and Joseph, and then central one, the one which is owned by team, is a remote repo. But you can call this as a central repo. Why do we can call a central repo? I'm not saying it's a server, okay? Git server, no. I'm saying central repo because it's central to the entire team. So that way, we are doing the push and pull against the central repo. All of you are understanding that, right? All of you? Hello?
Yes, Rajesh. Yes, yes.
Okay. Now what has started? This was pretty cool. And Linus Torvalds said they are supporting this initiative. But suddenly what has started happening? Some people came and said, hey, that I need some sort of UI on top of central repo. Think about it, simple. They said they need some sort of UI, okay, on top of central repo. Linus Torvalds said no, this feature is not available, UI, and we have no plan to add it also. Some other people came and said, hey, around the central repo, can we have an issue tracking functionality also, issue management tool? Linus Torvalds said no issue tracking. Some other guy came and from the enterprise and they say, hey, can we do one thing? At the central repo, instead of managing one repo, can we manage multiple repo, multiple remote repo? Linus Torvalds said, no, we don't have any plan to add multiple management capability to manage the multiple repo. Then someone says, hey, I need a role-based access control. That means I want to give someone access, more access, someone less access. No. So all this feature which was asked by developers and enterprises were declined by Linus and Git community. That is where few organizations came up, something like a GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and many more. More than 20-30 providers are there. I'm using the only topmost name. That is where that these organizations came and said, hey, not to worry. I will give you UI, rich UI around central repo. Mind it. I will give you issue management functionality. I'll give you wiki integrations also. I'll give you role-based access control also. You can manage multiple repo and all the stuff like that. And many features, whichever it was asked by enterprises, these organizations said, I will give it to you, like a GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. So now what we are using, basically, this you can say is like a GitHub. This got converted to GitHub now, and GitHub manages multiple repo. Okay, multi UI, nice UI around it, wiki integrations, issue tracking integrations, role-based access control, and many more functionality. So you can call now this as a GitHub server, but you should never say Git server, because Git is a distributed architecture, is distributed. And now why you should not call Git server and you may call GitHub server? Did you understand that, all of you? All of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do? So I'm going to show you the GitHub demo, and GitHub, which is here. I've logged in. Anyone can create an account, free account. It's not a problem. I've logged in here and go to my one of the organizations. So you can create multiple organizations here, which I'll teach you in some time. I don't want to divert from the topic. I'll go to one of my organization, which is demo temporary. And here you see multiple repos are there. So this is the GitHub server, which is hosted on the cloud. You can install in the private, hosted infrastructure also. Multiple repos you have. I'm going to create one more repo. So how do we do that? So click on the repository, and here you create a one more repo. Name of the repo, it can be anything XYZ 123. You can make it public. This repo, the one which I'm creating, is through UI. Git init you did also, but through command line. I hope you remember. So I'm creating this repository. Public, this means anyone can see it. Private means only the person whom you chose can see it. So go for public right now and create. Don't check here all this stuff, and create a repository. See here, I told you this is my repository, which is hosted at GitHub. This is my repository, which is hosted at my desktop. This is a local repository. For me, this is a remote repository. I said very clearly between the two repository, you can connect through SSH, this is the URL, and HTTPS, this is the URL. Okay, now you see that I am going to push. Remember the push and pull concept, right? So Rajesh is going to push to the GitHub repository. So how to do that? So git push. Okay, now to which remote repository. So SSH URL I'm using it. Authentications will not be prompted. I'll teach you how to do that. So here, git push. He is already shared, so you won't be prompted, I guess. Okay, he's been prompted. No problem. So I'll teach you how to do that. But HTTPS git push, and it will prompt you for the token actually. Okay, this will prompt. HTTPS will prompt you the token. Earlier the password was working, but not anymore. So I repeat, the password will not work. You have to use the token for it. So it should be prompting me for the token, but for some reason it did not prompt me. Let me clear the screen. Okay, branch name master, I think it should prompt me because I'm using HTTPS, right? SSH will not prompt you. See here, and here you can give the browser device, sign in using the browser, or you can give the token. So if you want to sign in with a browser, then you can click here. You want to give the token, you can click here. A little bit of change has happened. So how do we get a token? So I'm just showing you, just remember that. All this step-by-step information I'll share with you a little bit later. Here, this is the way you can get the token. This is the last token. I'll delete this. Generate a token. And test expression days and what are the access you want to give this to the token. I'm creating it. Here it is. This is the method one. Generate a token, copy it and give it and sign. If you want to do through the browser, then I think you know that. Okay, so I'm doing with the token. And you see here, I pass the token and it should post that. I pass the right token, so I don't think so it should be any problem. See here, pushing has happened. Can I go and refresh this URL? See, so how many commits I did? 12 commits. So same thing you can enjoy, see, when and all, but you using the UI. So if you see that here, if you look at this, whatever the features which you are looking for, you got it. So here you have a nice UI. Issue integrations is available. Wiki is here. Role-based access control, you can get it here. Some CI integration, CI action in CI, continuous integrations, you can do that. Agile and project management, you can have it. Some security related audit you have, pull request you have it. And you see the number of commits, all the files here you have. And a few more options if you see that here. HTTPS URL, SSH URL, GitHub CLI. This is the GitHub CLI. Open with a GitHub desktop also. Download. You can work here also and get it started. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yeah.
So as per the discussion, everyone, so Rajesh will do the push, and if he is having, so let's say Peter is starting fresh, he wants the entire repository, so he will clone it. Clone means clone, simple. Matrix movie, you might have seen it, right? Clone means entire repo, he will clone it. So let me act like another person right now. I have to behave like a two-person. So here there's a, here I'm using command line, okay, and I'm acting like another person using HTTPS only right now because I have a token, right? So git clone, I'm cloning it, entire repo. If you have existing repo, that's okay. So you can do the pull also. But right now I don't have existing repo, so I'm doing cloning. I given one token already, so it has been taken already. And then look at this. See XYZ. Now I'm going to work like XYZ. See here, clear the screen. Now what to do? Touch, I think will not work. No. So you'll have to manually add this file. So here, remember that this is ramu.txt, and here using the command line, same operation I have to do. Git status, you see, git add, now you know that, and git commit, adding, commit, git push, and this URL, where this URL, and which branch you want to push it, master branch. See, I'm acting like another person, okay? So I'm pushing the ramu.txt, and you should prompt, you should push. See here, done. Can we check this here? GitHub. See, Ramu has come. Now I will go and act like Rajesh. So do I have this file? See, ramu.txt is not there. What I need to do? I can pull now. So git pull this URL and branch master. I'm pulling now. So ramu.txt will come. See here, and see here, ramu.txt. So this will continue till you want to share the code. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Are you understanding all of it?
Yeah, Rajesh, I have a doubt, Rajesh. So you told that there will be a third person who is pushing the file, Ramu, right? So how did he interact with the GitHub? By using token, right?
What is that?
So that you told that there is a third person, right? This is a third person. The person is pushing
Huh.
the file called as Ramu, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and how he is interacting with the GitHub, because this third person is not the part of the organization. So this token means it's like key, right? So I don't know because
This is the address, right? GitHub
okay.
address. And pushing from one place, my machine to GitHub, from pulling from the GitHub to your machine. For
Okay,
example,
so
if I want to send some code to you, I will push it to the, I will add, commit, and push to GitHub, and from there you pull it.
So this is a public push.
So anyone can push to this if you have access. I was
That's what.
having
So,
access, the token, yeah.
okay.
So
So you
if you
made
have
it public.
access, yeah. No. Public, I made it so you can view it. You will not be able to push it. Only the who's the owner and a part of this team who should be able to do that. So I'm acting like two persons with the same access. Here you have to
Okay.
add the people. Got it?
yeah, which means if I want to take some file from my friend who is staying away from me, so I can share this whatever HTTP link, and he will be pushing, and I can extract from me. I can pull here, right?
This URL is your repo URL. This is the URL.
I think his question was like, how will his friend pull it actually without accessing it? Was that the question?
Yeah, I'm telling that there's a person.
To
Yeah,
pull it.
my friend. Yeah, my friend is staying away from me. Okay,
See,
he's not the
see,
part of
see.
our
This
organization.
URL, GitHub will be accessible by both of us, right? And this access will be given to both of us. So what I will do, this XYZ is a remote repository. We both will be accessing this. So if you want to send some code to you, he will push it to the this repository, and you will pull it from there or clone it from there, from here. It's like an
Okay.
upload and download, simple way. I'll
Yeah.
don't complicate.
Yeah, yeah. So the question was, is like within the same account or two different accounts? I'm not sure who is asking this question.
Yeah, two different accounts. Two different
Yeah.
accounts.
So if it is,
Right
so if
now
it's
I'm
a
using
different account,
I'm behaving, for time being, I'm behaving like a two-person. But in the real time, what will happen? You will also log into GitHub. I will also log into GitHub. And let's say those who is the owner of this repository, he will give access to other people to work. For example, let's say my account is DevOps-school, and I want that someone to access that another user whose account ID is SCM Galaxy, which is another account. So this is another account. I'm giving access, read, write, maintain, all admin, all this thing, and I gave you an account. So now SCM Galaxy will get the invitation, and after that he will be doing the same thing what I'm doing. That means pushing and pulling.
Now I got
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so now what we have to do? You have to push and pull, but the platform will be GitHub, and at a GitHub we'll be having repository which you can see through the UI XYZ123. Okay, all of you understood so far? Any confusion?
No, thanks.
Okay, now guys, I will talk about little bit of things. Don't you think so that using this URL, where is that? I lost that. Should be here, no? Huh. So this URL is very difficult to remember, right? Don't you think so? Correct? All of you?
Yeah.
And you know, daily we do the 20-30 commits actually. So what do we do in this case? So here, this URL will create a Git, will create aliases. How do we create aliases? I'll show you this. So here, Git remote add origin and the URL. So this is the command. Git remote add is a command to add aliases. But what aliases? Name of the aliases is origin. This can be anything actually. And then URL. So now, so what I'm trying to do, this whole URL will be used as aliases as an origin. Okay. So now next time I added the aliases in my local repo, and next time I will not do the full things, that URL, but rather I will do the origin. Understood? All of you? So what is origin here? What is origin here? So origin is basically aliases for this long URL. So now one important things I must tell you here, this aliases is created automatically. You know what? Automatically when you clone it. Remember, I did clone this repository. Okay, I did clone. I was acting like another person, right? So I cloned this repository. So this aliases directly you can use it if you have cloned the repository. So origin master. Are you understanding, all of you? If you are the first guy who has created that repo, so you have to do this remote add dav. But if you have cloned the repository, you don't have to do anything. Is that clear for everyone?
Remote means where it will create, Rajesh?
Yeah. So this will be there in the config file actually. There's a directory called git config file. I don't want to get into that file because unnecessarily it will confuse you because we are just starting. So remember the command right now. It will be written in the config file. I can show you rather. So here, all this will be written in this file, config file. Okay, so now let's conclude this. Guys, can you please mute yourself? Those who are not speaking, there's some noise coming from someone. Yeah, so let's conclude this. So what do you have to do? So this is my laptop. This is the GitHub, and this is the other laptop. Okay, so very simple flow, not too complicate. GitHub. Okay, so what we will do, we will write a code, add it, commit it, and after that here push the code to the GitHub, and from here pull a code and again add it, commit it, and again push it back to the GitHub and then pull it, and this will continue as a team forever. So can you please confirm in the chat window all of you have understood? Any questions, any doubts?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So these are some of the basics command you have to always work with it. Now guys, next thing which I'm going to teach you, that is called branching and merging. Okay, how do we branching and how do we merging? This is an important topic. Okay, so please focus. So what is a branch? So branch means a line of code on which you work. So if you see that, unknowingly, all the time, I repeat, unknowingly, all the times you were working in the branch called master. So this shows like without a branch you cannot work. Yes, see that master always there. If I show you here git branch, see that master is always there. Okay, so without a branch you cannot do working, you cannot add, you cannot commit and suffer. That means every time you are working with the branch. So this master branch which we have, basically which contain the main line of the code, that main code, whatever that your product you have, the code you are working, you are using the main line of development. So can we create a more branches and can we merge between that? So for example, there is a master branch and after some time we created one C1 branch, then bug branch, bug one branch. So we committed some features here. F1 means feature one, bug means the branch for the bug fixing, F1 means branch for the feature development and all. So ultimately you work on this and this separately, and once the code is stable for this feature or maybe for the bug, again you merge back to the master. So how do we do that? That's the things. So guys, here this is the command to see the branches. Now how do I create a branch? So right now I'm in the master, I will take one more branch out of it. So git branch the fee1. So from the master I have created one branch called fee1. Simple, see it here. So fee1 branch, master branch. Now this asterisk sign means the workspace, the one which we have here, asterisk sign means the workspace is populated with the code from master branch. I repeat, every time you work with the branches, without branch you cannot work. So that asterisk sign means the workspace, the code, whatever you have is from the branch master. So can we change to the fee1 branch? So what we have to do, we have to use the checkout command, fee1. See here, earlier I was in master branch, now I'm in fee1 branch. That means my workspace which got populated here each from the fee1 branch. Unfortunately, because I created fee1 from the master, so both will have the same files. So can we start working on the fee1 branch? Yes. Touch fee1.txt git add dot git commit -m adding fee1. Are you comfortable with this command, right, all of you?
Yes.
So I'm committing in the fee1 branch. One more commit I'll make it in the fee1. Fee2 I committed in the fee2. So see here, log git log -1 align. So right now in the fee1, see, till here it was a master. So I've taken from the master, but these two I have added from the fee1 branch. Sorry, fee1, but here I added fee2. So it's just a message. It's a fee1 branch. So if I check out the master, git checkout master, and ls, see here fee1 file is not there because I'm in the master. You check out the fee1 branch, and you see here is here file. So the question was, what is the branch? So branch is a way to have the one repo, but having the purpose different. Means mainline branch means master branch will contain all the main code. If you want to do the future development, don't disturb the master branch. Create a new branch and then work on that branch for the feature development. First code it, test it. If it's working, then try to merge back to the master. Same time, if you want to do the bug fixing, create a branch out of it from the master and then do the bug fixing. And again, if it is working, merge back to the master branch. So how do we create a branch? I just now showed you. Simple. How to work with the different branch? I showed you how to work with the different branch. So now, did you understand all of you?
Yeah. So Rajesh.
Yeah.
So master in a general scenario, will the master be always in a read write mode?
There is no as such concept called read and write. Both the
I mean, I'm on the
branch
right.
or all the branch which I'm creating, okay, this you can modify in any branches. There's no problem. Now, probably you are talking about the remote branch, which I'm not talking about right now. So that I'll discuss a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm talking about the master actually. So say for example, lock master, it will always be in the write mode, correct? So that different users can merge from their branches to the master.
I repeat, there is no different user. Please look at this. I'm the only one person working on that branch. So here the repo which you have, and this branch is my branch. Remember that we are not talking about the server and client model where we have only one repo. I have my own repo and I have my own branches, and I'm working against my branches. No one else is working on these branches.
Okay, this is completely on the local side. Okay.
Everything is local. Remember, anywhere I never mentioned like this is a branch which we work as a team. Correct? Remember that one thing in Git. Please remember one thing in Git. Everything you do in the local repo except push and pull. Will you remember this statement? Very simple one. Everything, branching also, merging also, adding also, deleting also, committing also, everything we do against the local branch, a local repository, sorry, my own repository, except the push and pull we do through the remote repository. which is on GitHub for me, right?
Got it. We
Okay.
clone the repository and yeah.
Okay. So I worked in the C1 branch. I committed 2 changes. So let me draw pictures. It'll be easier for you. Okay. I don't want to complicate too many things because initially it'll be, again, if you want to learn a little bit advanced, you have recordings at LMS, but the fundamental should be very clear. So let me delete that and let me create this one. So let's say first time I had a master branch. By default, first commit automatically create a master branch. Okay, you cannot change that. Then after that, 1 commit, then 2 commit, and 3 commits. After that, we decided let's not disturb the master branch. Let's create one new branch out of this C1 branch. And then we check out the C1 branch and they started doing the commit. And then now after some time, I realized that the C1 branch, the one which we were creating and working, it's stable now. The code is stable. So now what you have to do? You have to merge this code to the master branch. So master and C1. Now merging will take place. Are you understanding now? All of you?
Yeah, got it.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, let me tell you here, there are different types of merges also there. I'm not complicating it. I'm just using the default flow. There are many things are there in the Git. Many things are there in the Git. But I'm just covering something which is useful on day-to-day activities. After that, once you practice, this is the one which I covered. After that, you can go back to the LMS and learn advanced topic also. Okay. So now what to do? So I have to see here, I have a 2 extra commit in the C1. This is not in the master. So I'll go check out the master. Okay. I'll check out the master and I will merge that. How do I merge? See here, C1 is not there. I'm in the master right now. So C1 is not there. C1 is C2 is not there. So what I will do? Git merge. Which branch? C1 branch. That's all. Very simple. Okay. Merge. This is called fast forward merge. I'll not complicate too much right now. But you see here ls C1 and C2 in the master has come. So what I was trying to tell you, you have a branches, then you can create a new branches. You can check out the new branches. You can work in that branches. Once the work is over, you can come back to the main branch, which is master, and then you can, what do you say, merge. Very simple. Now there are different strategy for the merges. Again, I'm reminding you because you should not feel. But if I start covering those stuff, it'll be too much complications. It'll get complicated, and then you will lose the flow. So I'm not complicating that. There are different types of merges also there. Different types of branches also there. Okay, so I'm not covering that. So are you comfortable with this flow, all of you? How do we branch? How do we work with the branches? How do we merge back to the main branches and so on? All of you? All of you?
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Now, with that, I would like to tell you, I would like to teach you one more thing. And here, look at this here. Remember that I always push the master branch. So that's the reason in the GitHub, you have a master branch. Now, if I want to push that, the branches which is I have developed locally, which one? F1, git branch. I have one, sorry, bad command, I guess. Git branch. I have a 2 branch actually, F1 and master. The master already I pushed it multiple times, though I can push it one more time. But F1 I want to share with the whole world. This is my local branch, okay? So I want to share with the whole world. That means whole world means my team. So here we have only master. So what to do? Nothing. Git push. Origin, you know that yes, this can be anything else also. And the branch name instead of master, it should be F1. That's all. So now you push that F1 also to the GitHub, so other people can also pull it and then work on it. Are you understanding? So this is how you can push the other branches. And now if I refresh it, here you see here master and V1. So what they are saying, this is what they are saying, understand that. See here, if you think simple always, right now what I did, I created V1 from the master, I committed few changes in the V1, came back to the master and merged this. So my V1 and master both are in sync. If I try to merge one more time, look at this. It's already up to date. But here, master is not in sync here. That's the reason this message is coming. V1 had recent push less than a minutes ago. You want to compare and you want to do the pull request. So either you do the pull request or you push that master also. This message will go away. So I'm pushing the master also. It's done. Are you able to hear me, right? See that. So now master and V1, both branches you can see here. This is the V1 and this is the master. Are you able to see my screen, guys, all of you?
Yes.
Wonderful. So now you see that here, these are the branches. Now here you have tags. Tags, when we do that, most of the time when the release has come, release time of the release has come, we do the tag. Tagging of particular code, which you want to say this is a release. So let's say this commit which I made it, you want to tag it, or maybe you want to tag this one also. Tag for what? So you can't remember this number, correct? Do you? Can you remember this? No, of course you cannot. But tag, you can remember it. So let me create a tag. So git tag. What tag? The latest version of commit is tagged with release 1.0. Okay. So I tagged it. How do I see that? Git tag -- list. So you see that there is one tag I created in local. This is my local. But can I share it with the whole world also? So here git push origin and release 1.0. So I'm pushing the tag now. Okay. And this is pushed in a few seconds. It's taking, today is little slow, my machine, not sure why. Yeah, and refresh. Now anyone in the whole world, they can pull this tag. If you want to see that this tag is having this many commits, this is the release 1.0 tag. So you can work in the you can navigate the branch, you can navigate the tags. I repeat everything what I said. Please remember, everything you do in the local repository and then except push and pull. So please remember that. Don't get confused too much on that front. Are you able to understand, all of you guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is how.
Rajesh, so if we have created whatever the file in our local repository, so here we have created two, this one, right? The fill one and master. We have fill one and master, right? We can push to the fill one also directly without pushing to the master.
V1, yes, you can push to. I did, no, just now I did. You see the history here. Where I did check out. Should be somewhere. See here, this one. Correct?
Okay.
So this is the way you have to work. Now I'm going to talk about some of the GitHub related functionality that is important first. So GitHub related functionality. So what are the functionalities? So see here, you can navigate this part, code and all, and that's very much pretty much defined actually. So if you understand the fundamental, you'll understand that there are 15 commits. This is the short ID, 40 character. If you want to see in detail, click on it, and there's no changes. So if you go for commit one, which will have some changes, 4 lines of code, this is the one. Okay, so this is a file, and this is the full ID of this. So I think more or less if you navigate, you'll learn automatically. You want to modify this code, you can modify through the GitHub also. Okay, so what you have to do, open up any file, for example here, and editor is here, which you can use it. Many things you can do on the GitHub itself UI, but no, not recommended. Okay, remember, I'm showing you, but not recommended. And here you commit that UI through the UI, you committed. One more commit got created here, 16. So like that.
Rajesh, I'm
In
sorry
the
for the interrupt.
yeah.
We have edited some code in the file, and after that we are going to commit. So in the below, when we commit, and we'll have to give some like ID, right? So before before commit to this particular file. So as we did on this file, so when we go to the that git, on the when we write the information in the file, so at that time, do we give any code, or else like directly we will be committing?
Okay, you meant to say like, can I add and commit something like that?
Yes.
Huh. So see here, understand that. Remember that this is not for developers. This UI is not designed for the developers. So when you work in the local workspace, then you have to add and commit, and that's where you can review. Here you do not require that functionality. So UI part, there's no, this is not editor, remember, it's UI. So whenever you see the editor, you will see that add and commit functionality. So this flow is not applicable on GitHub while working with the UI. Only through the command line or the from your desktop, from your laptop, or use any of this which I said, right? Source tree or any ID or command line, it will work. Okay, that adding functionality like staging concept here is not applicable. Got it?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So here issue we see, you can create a ticket and assign to each other. For example, I'm creating issues and DevOpsSchool.com is not working, something like this. Okay. So this is the, and you can assign to someone. These are the people I'm having in this organization, labels, projects, and stuff like that. And he will start working. And accordingly, it's just like a Jira, okay? Last session we had of the Jira, right? So you can comment, preview, you can close, you can work and all stuff like that. You can do that. Now here, you can create a documentations for your project, wiki. Okay, so here you can create a project. This is the markdown editor. So you can do whatever you want to write a documents, and after that save this page. So you can keep adding multiple pages depends on your requirements. You have a new page, edit page, and all stuff like that. It's like wiki means something like a Confluence. You can say mini Confluence. We can get it on the GitHub. Okay. Now under the projects, you can something play with. For example, do you remember the Scrum sort of functionality? So something like this. So you can create a project. Let's say add a project. And I'm creating a new project, and here new project, and here board or table. So I'll go for the board, create this project, and you see here, this is the to do, in progress, done. So this kind of things which we had in the Jira. So you can get it here. Multiple view also you can add it here. So you can add a ticket here. Also add a new item. DevOps school.com is not working. This is a ticket. I hope you remember that Scrum, right? So something similar. So this is one ticket, more ticket, and every day we'll have a meeting and all this way, and we'll continue working on it. So this way it will help you to get going also. So yes, this is the project. Also, you will have multiple projects you can create here and start working. So this is the project I created just now, and you can create a new projects also. So like that. So yep. Now here, if you see the wiki is done. Now this repository, many things you can change under the settings. Okay, many things we have. Okay, so you can add more people. I have invited SMGalaxy, but I can invite a team and people. So team means here, this is the organizations, okay? And this is the repository. So organizations, you can have teams created. So here, if you see, I have a few teams created, trainee and all stuff like that. And these are the people you have added to that. So if you want to add entire team, then all these 13 people will be added, or individual people also you can add it at the repository. So those are the things you can you can do that here. Now, some more options which we have for branching, tagging, and stuff like that. So many features are there which you should get comfortable slowly. Now, you see here, this is the pull request. And pull request is one of the important feature at GitHub. So how it works, let me draw a picture and let me define it. So sometime what happens, I'll give you 3 scenario, okay? So scenario number 1, this is a GitHub and this is my laptop. Okay. Now, all of you are able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So scenario number 1, this is the one scenario number. So this is the repo 1. Okay. And this is this is me. This is me. I have this is me. Now, sometime what happens, I do not, this is a GitHub, remember that, this is my local laptop. So sometime I do not get direct access to this repository. Okay, so they say, hey, we cannot give you the push access to the repository because of certain reasons. Okay, so what to do? So if I'm not getting that access, what should I do? You know, I should have, this is a repository, okay, and I will fork this repository. Okay, I will fork this repository. So right now I cannot fork it. Why? Because, oh, it's allowed actually. Oh, strange. Yeah, no problem. So what is happening? I'll tell you. So it's allowed earlier, it was not allowing it. So same user, you cannot fork it. So it's good. So earlier, my repository name was this one. Look at this URL very carefully. And I fork it. I created fork. So what happened? Okay, I created a fork. Here you see. And then repository name, look at this here. It got changed. Did you notice that? This is the real repository and this is a fork repository. So it's like forking means what? So forking means cloning the repository, but at a GitHub only, and only getting the ownership of that repository. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yes, Raj. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I will do, I have not got access to this. So what I did, I play the trick. I fork this repository. I was not having access here, but a forking access will be given. So I forked that and I created a new repository here. Now I am the owner of it because I fork it. I'm the owner of it. I can do anything, whatever I want. So what I will do, I will, I will commit. I will push this to this repository. Okay. Now my code is lying here, but actually the target, the ultimate area where it should be the code here. So what I should do, I will ask, I will create a pull request saying that, hey, I've completed my work. Please take this code from this repository. So this is called pull request. This is something which you see here, pull request. Are you able to understand that? So right now, right now what I'll do, I will show you the quick demo. You'll understand. Remember that XYZ123, XYG1231. So I'll clone this repository. So git clone, enter. Remember -1 is end with. So this is the repository which is forked repository. Okay. So I clone this. After that, I'll go inside that repository and I'll do the some commit. So let's say touch my code.txt git add -all git push origin master. Okay, are you comfortable with this code, all of you? Remember, I am committing in the forked one. Are you comfortable with this? Oh, sorry, commit I have not done. Git commit. Are you comfortable with this code, all of you? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So I pushed it also. Okay, what mistake I made it? Okay, I understood this. -m is a problem. Commit. Enter. So I push that. Remember, I'm pushing to where? The mycode.txt, I'm pushing to here. Let me show you this one. So refresh it. See, my code not has come. It's still pushing it. Done. So refresh. See, my code has come here. Remember, my code is there in this repository. Now, what I will do, I will go ahead and create a pull request. Okay, create a pull request. And here, new pull request. And I will say, what is my base? And sorry, not here. I should go to this one and create a pull request over there. So create a pull request here, new pull request. And here I will select okay. Okay. Here, this is my master. And this is for head ref. You can also, this UI has changed a little bit. Yeah. So here, this is the XYZ, which is a base repository. And this is the one, which is the, yeah. Now, this is something which you see. So look at this arrow. This arrow you see, if you see that here, let me, because UI is so advanced, it's small thing matters. See, this is my repository which is forked one, and this is base repository. And the changes which you see here, there's only one changes, my code.txt. Okay, so now I'll create a pull request. That means I'm informing the team, hey, I have a code for you, please take it. Now what will happen? That team which is responsible for working on this project, they will see, okay, there's a pull request. I want to review that code. So click on this and he will see that code. Okay, there's a file here and the file was empty, by the way. So that's the reason you are not able to see the content. And I will see the changes here. I'll review that. And you can assign this pull request review to someone else also. But right now I'm not complicating too much. You can say who should be reviewed, who should be assigned, label project, blah, 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 blah. And here you see that only one file is committed as part of this pull request. So it seems to me everything is okay. I mean, there's nothing great. So what I will do, I will approve it. So there's a few options are there. Okay, create a merge commit, squash and merge, rebase and merge. Now, if you want to understand what is squash and rebase and all, you have to understand the types of merges. Right now, I'm not complicating here. So here, merge pull request and confirm merge. And now pull request has been accepted. Now, if I go and check the code of my parent repo, see my code is here. Understood all of you? How it works? All of you?
Just one point. The whole reason of creating XYZ-1 folder was since I was not having access over here for XYZ123. So how could I initiate the pull request from here?
You will have access to the request, the pull request, but not access to modify the code push. Okay.
Okay.
You will be given that access to create a pull request. Okay. So now this is the something which will to fork is there. Now I'll go and check that. From here also you can create a pull request, by the way. So here also that UI is little bit changed. See here base. What is the base here? Or just compare across folks. So here you see that here the base is here and this is your so right now there's no changes actually. So from here also you can create a request. That's not a problem. Now next thing is I want to little bit simplify this. The pull request is not only done through the repo to repo, branch to branch also. For example, let's say this is the repo and this is the branch called main master and this is the fee one. Okay, so what you have got it, this is the you and you got access to the fee one only, not a master. That means you can push to the fee one. So not master directly. So what you should do, you should push to the fee one branch. How to push it, I showed you. And after that, you can create a pull request against the master. This also you can do that. Got it, all of you? So here you can create a pull request like that. Now, so you understood the issues, you understood the wiki, you understood the pull request also. Now, what is action? So, guys, action basically is I'm introducing at the high level. This detailed discussions we have in the Jenkins also. So basically, what has happened? This is one of the newest feature of GitHub. So what they wanted actually, they wanted to develop every functionality of DevOps at GitHub. So here you see that you can store the code. Here you can you use the issue. Here you can use the issue tracking. Wiki. Here you can do the project management and Scrum, Kanban, and all. You can practice it. Security monitoring also it can be done. That means security audit will happen automatically of the code. So action is something like creating a CI system. Basically, CI means continuous integration system and pipeline and sort of things. So if I'll put it in a simple way, not to drag that stuff because this is a huge topic again. Let's say there is a one, I would like to go to the different repository. I'll show you some different repository for the demo. So go for, let's say support. Do you have support? Just a second, let me go to the different repository. technical job support. And this is another organization. And I have one repository here, which is called this one. Okay. Probably this is not a good idea. Let's go to the different one. I need some solid code actually, source code. So let's go for this one. And Maven, yeah, this is the code I am having it. Okay. So now what I have done, this is a real code actually. There's some Java code. There's a Maven pom.xml file. I'll teach you what is Maven and all later. So what I want, the code should be committing. Please understand that. Code should be committed as usual the way I taught you. But the moment the code is committed, immediately build should happen. That means build should happen and validate the code whether it's the right code or not, whether it can be compiled or not, whether it can be tested, is successful or not. Okay, so everything should happen on the GitHub only. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? The code has been committed, the build test should happen on the GitHub itself automatically. Are you understanding? Hello?
Yes.
So for that, we have actions. So for actions, you have to write some workflows code. Here, if you see, there's a one code I have written, main.yaml. And this is the what it will do. So it will check out, it will do the some build and Maven calling and stuff like that. Some of this might get failed, but that's not a problem. Now I'll trigger this build. I think last one is what success. So how to trigger this? Go for and automatically if you make a changes, let me do one thing. Let me make a changes rather than showing you. So what is the last build happened? Let me show you. So last build happened here. Remember, last build happened 17 days ago. Okay. And it took 46 seconds. What I'm doing right now, I'm modifying the code and I'm modifying the code through UI. So this is my favorite file. I modify this file only all the time. See, I modify the code and commit it. And you see that automatically build will happen. And you see here, the gray one, update readme.txt. Automatically build has happened in the GitHub infrastructure, okay? Automatically the pom.xml will be called, all this thing, whatever the script you have written in the main.yaml, it will be called. You see that build is happening. And it will tell you whether the code which you committed is a good code or bad code. Okay, so this we are not using a lot, but in place of this action, GitHub Actions, we are using Jenkins actually. In a Jenkins also, you can create it, pipeline sort of concept, which I'll teach you in a Jenkins session. So here, same thing. You see that you can see the logs also, and see how it's running. Click on it, and see build is almost done here. Now it's done. Success. Are you able to understand all of you? This is the log. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the action if you want to explore this one. So one favorite feature recently got introduced. Now security means it will scan your code, okay, and see the violations actually. Okay, so I have too many violations already in this. So you can enable the security check, security policies and stuff like that. So GitHub you can use for that. And setting, we have multiple options. If you go for the organizations, you have a multiple repository, multiple projects. You can manage the projects also, packages also, teams also, and peoples and settings also. Okay, so this is the Git and GitHub. This is where how we work all of us together. So now I will have some Q&A sessions and all. I'll let you ask few questions and I will answer those questions. Okay, so yeah, feel free to ask any questions, and I'll also read some of the chat. Yeah, go ahead and ask a question.
Yeah, hi,
You
hi Rajesh.
that
This is Anvesh here.
yeah.
Let's say I have created one repo in one location. So if I want to move that repo location to another location, so how could I do that?
Yes, you can do that. So here, let's say I'll go to my organization, which is demo temporary, because that's where I do the modifications. Let's say example test two, you want to this or not, it's a empty one. Let's say 10 to 2. Oh, it's again empty one. Just a second, hold on. Let's say this one, this repository only, XYZ 123, and you want to migrate to somewhere else. So go to the settings, and here go to the bottom sections of it. And here you see transfer ownership. Okay, so this is where you can click transfer and which organization you want to send it to. Let's say organization I have a SM Galaxy organizations, so this is the one. Or and then for confirmation you type this and this will happen. I understand, transfer this repository. I don't know how to transfer, but yeah, this is how you do. More questions?
I'm sorry, could you please tell me once again? I'm sorry. In the projects?
Projects, there's no concept project, there is a
Okay.
concept of organization. So you can
Okay.
change the repository. So see, each organization, this is my organization, okay,
Okay.
and this organization you have multiple repository, multiple project,
Yes.
multiple packages, teams, people and all. So you can
Yes.
change not the project but change the organization itself.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
More questions, guys?
Yeah, Rajesh. So this is about GitHub, and how different is it a GitLab from this, and what we would need to do to get the same exposure to GitLab offline?
GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket all are same actually. There's no much difference, not even 5-10% of difference are there. For example, in GitLab also you can have a multiple repository. You can have multiple teams, people, wiki, issue tracking, every functionality, whatever you've seen in the GitHub, you will also find in the GitLab. Both are competitive to each other. So 1 month, if you see that one functionality has come there, next month you will find here also. But they are here or there. So they have a GitLab CI also. Here we call it actions, right? Here we call it actions, but there we call it a CI. And so terminologies may change, but functionality wise, it's the same.
Okay, thank you.
More questions, guys? No.
And another
Okay.
thing, Rajesh,
So
we are not able to find out all the videos in the LMS. So how do we get all the videos? I mean, like from the beginning onwards, we
you
should
are
have them, right?
you are
Yeah.
getting all the videos over there. I'm not sure where the confusion. For example, not sure why this confusion is there. Let's say Docker. Okay, I'm just logging. Here, this is your videos for that. And let's say go for some other courses. So home.
No, the
Let's
videos
say which one you
main
did not
purpose
find
is
it.
Yeah, we are sorry for the interrupt, Rajesh.
Jira.
So daily, like how daily, so we are like having sessions, right? So those are the sessions like not there in the LMS. Please, I mean, do upload all the videos there. Okay, then we can
Which
access them and
session
then
is
we
not
can
there? Which session? Wait.
from the beginning
Which
onwards,
session
like
is not uploaded?
from July 2nd onwards.
I think you are not listening to me. I'm saying videos are there. Tell me which you did not find it.
it is
Just
not getting labeled as per the course content actually, as I see.
No. Which one you did not see? Tell me. Which one you
The
did not see?
could you please show me like Saturday 16th session and Sunday 17th session videos?
Tell me the topic name.
Okay, just give me a second.
I'll tell you that. I think it's a Jira.
AWS Jira.
it is
Yeah. So
Jira
let's
Jira
go
and
for the,
Confluence.
yeah. So let's learn like this. AWS. Go to AWS course. Here it is, and here you have recordings. Sorry, here. This is recording. So you see the July. Now let's go to the Jira. So go to home, Jira, and click here, and here you have recordings. Okay. Now let's say go to the Confluence. Confluence here, and go to this here. This is the one here. You have July 2022. Correct. So you have to
So
go
we
by
have
the
to
course.
course. Okay,
Go by
thank
the
you.
course. Yeah.
So like how we
Okay,
are
it's
going,
good.
like
Good.
we are going directly to the
For
DevOps
example,
course and then we are
Docker.
sending.
For example, Docker. Okay, come here. Docker. See here, July batch part 1, part 2. We had a 2 session in Docker. For example, Linux. So you have to go by the tools, because ultimately you have to learn the tools only. Here.
Okay, all right.
This, yeah. So
Yeah,
everything
we
is
got
there.
you.
Just aspect. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. There was a little bit confusion, so that is the reason we asked you. Okay, don't mind.
No, it's okay. Okay, so more questions, guys. Okay, so now the question which I wanted to cover, I forgot that. So here, let me tell you, Git is having too many things, more than 500 commands. I hardly could teach you, I think 20-30 commands. So many things which is not covered. So this is the May one, July one will be updated again. But if you see here, this is the complete session for it. See here, session 1, session 2, session 3, session 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all these things. So you look at it here, read this topic also. This for branching and merging in detail, which we discussed. Fetch, undoing, git config, and blah blah blah. Git stash we have here. Source tree we have here. Working with the GitLab also we have here. Some reset advanced stuff we have it. So those who are interested in to knowing advanced stuff, so please see that these are the things. So I think each session will consist of 1 or 1.5 hours of videos like that. But your sessions will be uploaded also like this. Got it? So you have to
Yeah, for
practice.
me it says,
One more.
for me it says you cannot enroll yourself in this course even though I'm logged in.